Revelation chapter 9, verse 17, John Gill's exposition of the entire Bible, verse by verse. Scripture quote, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them," unquote. "In such numbers, and with horsemen on them, and in such order and in appearance as follows," unquote. Scripture quote, "Having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone," unquote, which may be understood either literally of their external breastplates, which being of polished iron, according to the custom of the people, looked at a distance like sparkling fire, and seemed to be the color of a hyacinth, or of a sky color, and appeared as flaming sulfur, though some think that the breastplates were of different colors. Some look like fire, other like jacinth, and others like brimstone. Or it may denote that they would be accoutred in scarlet, blue, and yellow, which are the colors of the Turks have commonly worn. Or this may be understood of their internal breastplates and the dispositions of their minds, having in their breasts nothing but wrath, fury, desolation, and destruction. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burned. Scripture quote, "And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions," unquote. John Gill quote, "Gaping and roaring, for their prey were all bloody with it, and looked fierce and savage and terrible. This designs not so much the strength, boldness, and intrepidity of the horses, which are warlike creatures, and very undaunted in battle, as of the men that sat upon them, who were like David's heroes and warriors." 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 8. Scripture quote, "And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone," which may be referred either to the horses or the horsemen, or both. Some interpret this allegorically, and by fire understood either the tyranny of the Turks over their own people, or their fierce against others, or their blasphemy against God and Christ and his people, being like so many railing K-E-H-S, against the God of the Christians, and by smoke, the false doctrines of the Muhammad, which came out of the same bottomless pit the doctrines of the Romish Antichrist did, and is fitly compared to smoke for its disagreeableness, darkness, levity, and duration. See Gill on Revelations chapter 9, verse 2. "And by brimstone, the immorality and sad corruption of manners among the Turks, and what is allowed of, or winked at, as fornication, polygamy, sodomy, etc. But rather this is to be taken more literally, and represents the firing of guns on horseback in battle. Guns are a late invention, and the use of them was found out in the age this trumpet refers to, and were much made use of by the Turks in their wars, and particularly great guns or cannons. These were used by Amurath, the sieges of Belgrade and of Constantinople, and by Muhammad II at the taking of Constantinople, where a gun or cannon was used of that size as to be drawn by 70 yoke of oxen and 2,000 men. Gunpowder set on fire is fitly signified by fire, smoke, and brimstone, which is made of coal, nitrate, and brimstone. And the firing of guns on horseback is most aptly described by these coming out of the mouths of the horses and horsemen. Nor could it well appear to John to be otherwise, who could never have seen a gun and one fired off in his life, nor could he well represent to others what he saw in vision than in this manner. End of John Gill, Revelation chapter 9, verse 17.